Welcome everybody to today's episode of Tin Talks. My name is Damien, aka the TDA. I'm the director of Be Better Dance Company. I love all things related to dance, particularly the hip hop styles, the street styles and stuff like that. But I've been fortunate to be exposed to a lot of different things, um, learning a lot of stuff, talking about a lot of stuff, teaching a lot of stuff, and I'm here to just kind of curate a platform where we can talk together and share some ideas and perspectives. So, so today's topic is on dance and working in dance and being a working dance artist, a working dance creative, a working dancer, or someone in the dance industry, finding ways to be fulfilled, finding ways to pay the rent, put food in your stomach, and perhaps the contrast of which that you might have to endure at different times during your career. If you have a parent or a family member or a family friend or someone that said to you that dance is not a real job, or that you can't get anywhere with dance, or that you're wasting your time or something like that, please let me know in the comments. I'm guessing that at least somebody watching has had an experience of that nature, where someone said dance ain't a real job. Now we all know, those of us that are in the dance industry who have, seen other people's stories, we know that dance is a real job for some people. But how do you become a professional? Or how do you find a livelihood or craft yourself a livelihood that you can, actually live from? There's a few different ways to think about this. Depending on where you come from in terms of your dance journey, some things may be presented to you that you're like, that's the route I'm going to go down. And other things you may discover over time that you're like, I didn't know I was going to enjoy this, but I'm going to try and do this thing. For example, if you've always danced from when you were a child, hi Lindsay, welcome. If you've always danced from when you were a child and your parents encouraged you, you might think, okay, I'm going to perform, I'm going to be on stage, and when I finish doing that, I might go into creating platforms for dancers, or I might be a choreographer or something along that nature. However, if you I don't know, maybe you feel like you got into dance a bit later, or you have a passion for dance but you don't think you're very good, or you have tried to be an artist but it didn't really work out for you, then perhaps, you might create platforms. You might become an agent for dance artists and for other kinds of artists. That might be the way that you feel fulfilled as part of what you do, as part of being connected to the dance industry, without having to be on stage, without having to endure long hours of training, injuries and stuff. There's a lot of different ways that you can get ahead. So I just want to turn it over to the audience for a second. If you are in the dance industry and you can tell me how you would describe what you do, what your part is in the dance industry or what you do, please write it in the comments now. That would be great. I'm going to wait for a second. I'm super keen to hear what people do. If you're in the dance industry, what do you do in the dance industry? If you are not a professional, if you don't deem yourself to be a professional, say what you do. Are you a training dancer? Are you I don't know, do you do Zumba or whatever? Like I'm keen to hear what people do. So I'll give people a moment to write that down in the comments. But please do let me know. I'm going to be referring to this stuff in a second. Eva says, content creator. She says she's not sure if teaching is a strong income for me. Okay. Nice. I'm keen to hear more about the content creation. So I can speak on teaching for a moment. At Be Better, we specialize in teaching the underground styles. Everything from hip hop to crump, whacking. We had old wave vogue. We had a hustle class and stuff. And I created Be Better to give, an opportunity to my peers or to people that have something to share, like from the underground scene, who might not have I want to give them a platform and an opportunity to share their knowledge with the public at large. That's why I created Be Better, to share the realness with those who are afraid to come to the battles. Something like that. That's maybe I need a more catchy tagline. Lindsay says business development, project management, occasional teacher, and finding funding. Linz, I can testify that you're super dope at all of that stuff. Although I will say I've never been in one of your classes, and I didn't know that you taught, so I'm super excited to experience that. So I hope we can figure that out. Maybe you could touch on this teaching thing as well. So yeah, at Be Better, teaching is the thing we're probably best known for. We do some other stuff as well, and I've been teaching probably for maybe 13 years. I've taught a lot of people in a lot of places, and I feel really nice because I'm still really keen to learn. I learn from a lot of people. I still go to battles and all of that stuff. I still go to workshops. I want to continue to further my knowledge. I'm a real enthusiast. And I know not all people who teach dance operate in the same way as me, each to their own. I think the important thing is that we do the best for our students, which is, I think, a teacher's role. With regards to teaching, there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. Some people have their own school, and I think that having a school has like everything, has its own pros and cons. But I think if you are in a neighborhood or in a part of the world or a part of the country where there's not a lot of competition, you can probably do the dance school thing and really get ahead. If there is competition, but what you provide is unlike anything else that other people do, you can really get ahead, A lot of people use teaching as a side hustle or as something in addition to maybe another job that they have, or as, I don't know, something they dip into and out of depending on their current circumstance. I know a lot of performing dancers will teach when they're home, and then when they go on tour or whatever, maybe they're doing cruise ships or something like that, then those classes need to be covered. But yeah, teaching is, for me, it's been amazing because with performing, you can touch people in a certain way, and with teaching, you can touch people in another way. And I think that as a dance artist, I would strongly encourage everybody to at least experience both when they can, at some point if they can, because there's the feeling that you get from both is crazy rewarding, I would say. Just hearing from Mock now. Mock says semi-pro performer, auditioning to be a pro performer. Yeah, bro, so that's nice. Like, if, it's nice that people are at different stages, and notice already with the 3 responses that we have so far is that people deem themselves to be different things, and we've already had like three different answers or ideas for what you can do as a dancer in the industry, Aaron Eva says, I have no competition, but what I teach is so unusual that it's not concentrated in my city. Plus rental fees kill me. Oh, I don't want to miss that. Let me go back. Sorry, everybody. I do occasional teaching. To be honest, teaching has no comparison. Yes. Yeah, I think if you teach something particularly unique, I don't know, I think that's beautiful. There is so many dances that we don't know, that we've never heard of, that aren't commonplace in our community and stuff. And if we are a leader of those styles or a leader of those communities, and we want to share them with people, we want to share that information, then I think that's important. I think it's important to do that wherever possible, whether it's in person or on digital platforms or something like that. Lindsay says she used to be self-employed, teaching contemporary and creative dance in schools. I never knew about this. I'm excited. Since moved on to more dance fitness classes, she used to regularly teach Just June. I'm excited by this, Linz. Bollywood dance fitness. How about that? Wow. This is what I'm saying, guys. There's so much you can do in dance. I didn't even know about this, about these people who I'm like tight with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lindsay said she used to teach with other people's companies rather than her own. So I want to ask, are there any jobs that you think a dancer who calls himself a professional shouldn't do? Or are there posts they shouldn't take, or things they should avoid? I'm just keen to hear if anybody says, no, you shouldn't do that, or no, you shouldn't do this. I'm keen to hear people's perspective on that. Mock says he agreed with something, but I'm not sure what it was. Sorry, bro, I'm just moving through everything, but I'm hoping that I'm raising some points that are interesting for you. In a little while, I'm going to be going to a list of something that I found a couple of days ago. I'm going to be going through a list of potential ideas for working in the dance industry. I think it's going to be useful for some people, especially those that are coming in a bit later. But yeah, are there any jobs that dancers shouldn't take? Are there any things that dancers shouldn't do? Neva says, avoid anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or betraying yourself. Yeah, I hear that. I think, I hear that. I think some people may really struggle with that because, you know, if you've studied a long time, let's say you've moved to London or you've moved to a big city and you don't want to go back home, wherever home is. You want to make it in the city, and you might feel like you have to take almost whatever you can get to get along. And, you know, discomfort, I don't know. It's hard to measure discomfort unless you know the individual circumstance and how that person manages stuff, because you might have to be uncomfortable sometimes to break through, you know? I don't know. But yeah, betraying your values, I think, is a little bit more powerful. We should all have certain standards or, you know, ways of conducting ourselves, or our beliefs, our professional beliefs. Our professional beliefs may develop over time, especially if you haven't been in an industry for a long time. You may over time be like, okay, now I know I'm not going to do that anymore. Or now I know I'm always going to do this thing. You know, I mean, professional beliefs may evolve over time. People shamed me for burlesque, but I love it. But at some point, you doubted whether you should do burlesque. This is what I'm saying. I mean, I think as artists, especially those of us that perform, even if we don't perform, the thing is, not even as artists, right? There's always someone that's going to try to say something to you if you do anything that is more exciting than reading a newspaper. And even then, some people are going to be like, why are you reading the news? None of it's true anyway. So like, whatever you do, someone's going to say something to you. You know, burlesque is a real art form. It's a beautiful dance form, steeped in a rich history that many of us don't know and don't understand, and also don't like seek the knowledge. Well, this is why dance is so beautiful, because whatever interests you, whether it's for recreation or professional career, different things speak to us in different ways, you know? And often people that like try to doodle on us for the art forms that we enjoy wish they had either some time in their life or some space in their life to enjoy some art forms themselves, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. You wouldn't doodle on somebody because they like going running every day. I don't know. Even if they had them tight-ass leggings. Then he mashed up my foot. But anyway, Lindsay says, I think it's important to work what your strengths are, as I've moved into the business development side of things, as this is where I'm more passionate and feel more confident in myself. Still love to dance to myself, don't do enough right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would say, as Lindsay says, playing to your strengths. If you don't think you're a people person, but you are a high-level dancer, you know, you might just want to perform. You might just audition for this, audition for that, take the money, do the job, build the CV, whatever. I still think you have to network at some point, in some ways, with some people in order to get ahead. But yeah, if you're really into problem solving and, you know, helping others along their way, there may be business development like Lindsay, or teaching like other people might be a route you want to take. If you love dance but feel that you just need to be moving while you might in future want to do other stuff. I know a couple of people that teach Zumba, who've been teaching Zumba for a long time, are like high level Zumba dancers. If you don't think Zumba is a style, I know it's like a dance fitness thing, but try go to a Zumba class and just hang out. Then people are there to work, you know what I mean? And, you know, dance is different things for different people, but I think we can all agree that if your blood pressure's up and you're moving in time to the music, there is something there. Okay, I'm gonna pop over to this list for a second. So there are a lot of things you can do in the dance industry if you are, you know, worried about how to craft a career. I am gonna post a link to this article wherever you see this post. So it might be on the Be Better website or below this post or something like that, but I'll post a link to this. So yeah, the post is called 20 Incredible Jobs You Will Love as a Professional Dancer. Just some idea. I'm not going to read them all out. You can come back and read them yourself. But the first one on the list is actually dance teaching. And being a good dancer doesn't necessarily make you a good teacher, but if you care about results and you care about your reputation, you can become a good teacher over time. I think it's inevitable. If you are, whatever you're there to do, whatever job you want to do, if you want to make an impact in that job, you will become good. If you don't really care about that job, you will probably remain the same, a similar level or worse, you know? But yeah, top on the list is dance teacher. Lindsay, I'm going to come to your comment in a second. I will show everybody the stuff in a minute. Second on the list is dance school owner. As I mentioned earlier, it works for some people. I think location's quite important. And having a solid business model and be prepared for a lot of mums to be in your ear all the time. If you can handle that, more power to you. Yeah. Group fitness instructor, dance college tutor. I actually taught GCSE for 1 year, a few years ago. Me and my boy Matty from Ombra School of Dance. We taught GCSE at a secondary school. That was a real experience. But you know, now you can, at the University of East London, they have a whole syllabus on urban dance practice. You can come and do a degree in urban dance practice. It's a wonderful time to be alive, if you like urban dance. I'll go to a comment quickly. Lindsay says, networking is so important. The connections you create can lead to amazing things you never expected. Girl, you are right. And in fact, I know that I'm trying to get out there more and meet more people. I'm quite sociable, but like sometimes I get so into the inwards creation of stuff, I forget to go and meet real humans sometimes. So if you missed me, then sorry everybody, I'll be back. Aaron Eva says, I don't think I would like to work with kids. It's funny you should say that. A lot of people say that. I don't know why they say that, but Aaron, please tell us like why you don't think you'd like to work with kids. I mean, they're humans just the same as us. And they take instructions normally better than animals. So there's something to celebrate there. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna read a couple more with regards to potential jobs, potential work, potential ideas in the industry. There's dance performance professions such as a freelance dance artist, which a lot of people are. They, you know, you go to auditions, you touch this project, you touch that project, you end up in a West End show, then you're doing this for a little bit, you're going on tour here, you're going on tour there. That's not uncommon. A lot of people experience that. Being a freelance dance artist is probably a route a lot of people take, especially when they leave college. I'm happy to be corrected if some people have walked straight into jobs. But operating as a freelance dance artist, you get to taste a lot of different things, meet a lot of different people, and through that process over those years or months, it's likely you then later on you may pick a route and say, this is what I want to do, and that's the route that you go in, I believe. Ari says, I was nanny for 7 years and I love kids, but I like other type of connection. I like that. Yeah, I understand. I like working with adults because I can curse and talk like an adult. I can see the benefits. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm keen to hear from any choreographers that might be watching, whether you're watching the replay or coming in live to the Tin Talk. I'm keen to hear from some choreographers about how you got into choreography. Because being a choreographer is a very real job, or like a movement director is a very real job. My boy Supple's doing adverts all the time. You know what I mean? Like all the time. He's doing like massive adverts and everything. And, you know, getting into choreography, there's a lot of different ways that you can arrive there. Some people arrive there through just being shit hot dancers. Some people may arrive there through different kinds of training or association or other works that they've done or people that they've been associated with and stuff. But I'm keen to hear from choreographers how they got into the industry, where they stand in the industry, and what advice they'd give to other people that want to get into choreography. Now, I love choreography as much as I love freestyle. As I say, I love all things related to dance. I think choreography for me is beautiful because it's like a synergizing of minds from one mind into several minds, and then creating something that has an impact on the observer. And choreography, of course, can be one person or it can be several people. But yeah, I'm keen to hear from other choreographers about how they got into choreography and when did they decide, I'm a choreographer now. You can be other stuff too, but do you reach a point where you're like, this is something I do and something I want to be recognized for? I'm super excited to hear from those people. Yes, let's do a couple more. Niche dance performing professions. I'm not going to keep turning the camera around, I don't think it's necessary. Yes, we have luxury cruise liner dancer. So, cruises. If anybody's been on a cruise or thought about being on a cruise, I'm keen to know. I think you have to be quite a versatile performer for that. I think you've got to be pretty versatile. I think versatility in any industry is a good thing to have. I think it's good to always be like stretching our skills and growing and stuff. But I feel like cruise performers need to be really quite versatile. I'm happy to be corrected. If anybody has worked on a cruise, give me a shout. But I know that cruises are good because you can work for like 6 months, a year, you can get rebooked, you can stay on the cruise and stuff like that. And I think for some people, that stability, still doing the art that they love, is really, really useful. It's, you know, pretty fulfilling. I've never done a cruise myself, even as a passenger. I can't imagine what it's like. It'd be nice to travel around the world, but having to perform every night, I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know it works for some people. So yeah. So those are a couple of ideas. Another idea that I have that occurs to me is having an agency. I think that if you're creating opportunities for others, you're connected to dance, you're connected to the community, and I think that's powerful. I think it's powerful. I think it's, amongst many things, a great way to connect to several different industries in the arts. A couple of, one or two guys that I know have their own agencies, and the stuff that they put people up for, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, you'd feel like a film star every day, you know what I mean? But yeah, agencies for me are particularly something that I have an interest in. And if there are any people that run agencies or have run agencies before or can share any of the pitfalls of running an agency, please do let us know. All right, I want to create some conversation in the comments. I want to ask people that are present, are there any roles related to dance that you haven't yet experienced that you would like to experience? Like, are you a performer that wants to do this? Are you a choreographer that wants to do something else? Are you a dance school owner that would like to experience this? Maybe you run a competition and different dance schools come to your comp. I'm keen to hear what people would like to experience in dance next, or in the dance industry next. I'll wait for a moment to hear people's comments. Ari says, I would like to try an agency, like to get other dancers and offer go-go dancers for random styles like ska, rocksteady, northern soul, cumbia, jungle psychedelia, jungle psychedelia. Yeah, it takes time to type. Oh yeah, that would take time to type. I would like to try and make an agency, like to get other dancers and offer go-go dancers for random styles like... Oh no, we're back. Yeah. Yeah, my phone was super sensitive for a second. Yeah, having an agency could be kind of cool. I'm going to take one more response, unless a couple fly in at the same time, then we're going to try and draw to some kind of conclusion from today's talk. I'm really glad some people are here and contributing to the discussion. Next week we're going to be discussing another subject, so I'll be sure to let people know. Tune in and tell us what's on your mind. Lindsay said, I used to do a bit of performing and would love to do a bit again, but probably just recreationally. Nice. Yeah, girl. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah. I think personally, I would like to explore choreography further. I'd like to explore choreography further and relaunch our monthly battle. We have a battle called Anti-Up, which we piloted in the summer. We're probably going to relaunch it in the new year. I'd like to do that because, yeah, for me that'd be something, a contribution to the dance scene. Mock says, keep on performing, bigger stage until he gets known. That's what we like. That good ambition. All right, party people. So, in conclusion, some kind of conclusion, there are several different ways to work as a dancer. If you have creativity, if you are creative, if you are driven, and if you are nimble, I call it being nimble, like being light on your feet, when you might have to pivot and do things in a different way from how you initially dreamt, in order to not stagnate and in order to actually get ahead. So I would say, being nimble and having the ability to, divert your motion in order to stay in motion, I think is a super important trait to have. Yes, Linz, I'll make sure that you'll be on the guest list anyway, so that's all good. Yeah, people, so I'm about to wrap up. That half an hour has flown by. Thank you for joining me here on Tin Talks today. We'll be discussing another subject next week. If you have any suggestions for subjects that you would like to have discussed here on the show, please do let me know. I'm going to keep the show going probably until December, every Tuesday. If people are into it, then, we may well keep it going. There's so much to discuss out there. It's absolutely crazy. Make sure you tune into the Be Better website. I'm going to be interviewing a gentleman this week he posted a video of himself dancing every day for a whole year. For like 365 days, he posted a video of himself dancing, and we're gonna dig deeper into his story. So definitely look out for that. But yeah, if you're new to dance or old to dance, there's so much we can do in this industry. As the artists and the lifeblood and the people that love the forms that we do and the forms that we admire, we have a duty to ourselves and to the next generation of artists and platform creatives and business managers and funders and teachers. We have a duty to them to make sure that they're taken seriously, make sure that it's easier for them to get into the industry than it may have been for some of us. And, we really get to leave something that can be treasured. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's your boy, the TDA. I'll see you on the next one. One love to you all, guys, and thank you so much for being here today. All right.